Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. In particular, we're going to talk about LeBron and Luka and how important it is to have both of them on the court. Now, we're going to approach this from looking at simply having neither of them in a game, having just Luka in a game when LeBron is injured, and then having both LeBron and Luka in the game, and how that opens up things for the offense and why they're obviously a huge amount better in relation to that. Let's go. The best game I thought to look at for this was against Denver on March 14th. This was without LeBron and without Luka. And so this kind of, I thought, highlighted the best example of this is a close game, down to the wire, and in the late possessions, they struggled quite a bit. And why did they struggle? I'd say the main reason for me is a lack of spacing on offense and a lack of playmakers on offense because they don't need to respect those other playmakers. So first off, we can see Jokic cheating over. We can see aggressive help is going to come on any Austin Reeves drive. And so Austin Reeves feels extreme pressure to kind of essentially handle the burden on his shoulders and settles for a very difficult shot. His foot might have even been on the line, but he's off balance jumping forward, and Jamal Murray gets a piece of it on the way up. In the very next possession, we're watching the same thing. Again, the issue is you're going to have the offense flow through one player in particular, and that's going to be Austin Reeves almost exclusively, and it makes it so difficult to get general good looks when everyone on the defense knows who you're going to. So it took 13 seconds to get the ball to Austin Reeves in the corner, and he has Jamal Murray right there, and he has immediate help coming. Hey, Austin Reeves feels like, well, I have to essentially force this. I'm going to try and get Jamal Murray off balance, and he ends up getting the foul there, but this is not the offense that the Lakers are looking for. And then the very next possession, exact same concept. Again, Denver's willing to concede switches. Doesn't matter. He says, we have help coming, so we just got to make sure Austin Reeves doesn't get the open shot. Aaron Gordon is all the way tagged over here to make sure he can stop the roller coming downhill. 88 Morris is wide open in the corner and doesn't even loosely pump fakes to shoot it. And so Aaron Gordon knows, the entire Denver defense knows they can help off because they're not going to shoot the ball. They're just going to take one dribble and pass it back out. Oh, get back to Austin Reeves. Again, what do we have? 14 seconds gone. Austin Reeves has to initiate the offense. This is not what the Lakers want on offense, period. And because he's the only potential offense, that's what it resorts to essentially. You got help here. You got Jamal Murray in front. Nicholas coming this way. And then Christian Brown's like, well, no one's looking. I'm just going to come in here and tap the ball free. And one of the easiest steals he's ever gotten for sure. We can see those couple possessions led to LA being down 5 at this point. And I don't want to be overly negative because I think Austin Reeves still is essentially able to generate pretty good offense by himself when he's the only playmaker on the floor. But I think one of the big reasons that I'm actually still partial on Austin Reeves, and one person I'm really partial on is Dalton Knecht. I think he's a very good shooter, especially, and I think he brings a lot to the Lakers offense. You get a little bit of help right there, and Dalton Knecht does not need that much space. He's going to rise up and shoot that ball. And so I do think that the Lakers offense can still be kind of efficient. It just can't be anywhere near as efficient. And then a couple possessions later. And so the thing is, if you give Austin Reeves space, he will attack you and he will punish you for sure. But it's just the issue is getting him that space. When you have players for the Lakers that aren't good playmakers, they're not going to generate a whole lot of space unless it's kind of, frankly, someone being lazy. So this is probably Aaron Gordon's help. Nikola Jokic is attached to a non-shooter over here. Both of them should probably be helping over. But Austin Reeves is able to get that space, and he attacks Christian Brown one-on-one, and that's a great finish. And so the thing is, having multiple playmakers on the court at the same time opens up so much of the offense instead of having just to simply rely on Austin Reeves. So in these games with no Luka and no LeBron as of right now, which is March 27th, the Lakers are 0-2 currently. As we move towards the playoffs, I'll be making more and more videos specifically tailored towards teams that are in the finals or in the playoffs. And if you want to follow along with those, feel free to subscribe, and I'll have more content coming every week. Then we move to our second area, which is with just Luka in the game. So the first thing you want to highlight is with just Luka in the game, when you run ball screens up top like this, teams can afford to double. This is, what a lot of teams did with Luka in the playoffs last year. And so because there's fewer playmakers surrounding him, the defense is going to be like, well, we'd rather have one of them beat us than have Luka beat us off the dribble or off the screen, whatever. And so Luka feels compelled to try and force a pass there because, he's got a big and a huge forward on him, and so he has to throw this ball over his head, and Brook Lopez gets a piece of it, and it leads to a turnover. And we see the exact same concept here. Even the screen wasn't even set over here. The Bucks are essentially saying, well, we'll just trap it all the way wherever Luka goes, doesn't even matter. And so they force the trap aggressively. They essentially have this player has to pick between these two. Luka is perfect, is patient, waits until the defense kind of retracts a little bit and realizes that right here is open. Okay, so he gets to the ball in the middle. Giannis steps up, and that means there's going to be an open play in the corner. And this is what the Bucks are saying is like, one, that's not a great pass. And then two, is this player going to really shoot the ball more efficient than Luka would on offense? And the answer is probably not. And the thing is, having fewer players the defense respects on the floor really just puts so much strain on the offense, because Luka here has a mismatch. He's able to attack this for sure. But look at what the Bucks defense does. Is as soon as those two dribbles, all of them are shifting over in just a concerted motion, making sure Luka knows once you get to the rim, you're going to have Giannis and Brook Lopez waiting to block your shot. Like, don't even worry about it. And so it allows Green, I think the defender here, to be more aggressive, and he swipes down, and maybe it's a foul call, but he gets a piece of the ball and it leads to a turnover. That being said, I don't want to be harp on being overly critical. We saw the Bucks are in rotation right there because they were doubling Luka, and so they simply swung the ball. And if you have the right shooter spacing, again, this is why I'm high on Dalton Knecht, because he forces a closeout. And so if you have good shooters and you have Austin Reeves here in the corner, you still have the opportunity to get really good shots if the defense focuses too much on Luka. However, you have to be able to have those other playmakers in the game as well. And obviously, in this game, it was tough running for Los Angeles. With just Luka, the teams are Los Angeles is currently 3-3. So obviously better than having neither of them, but still not exactly thriving. All right, and then finally we get to the games where Luka and LeBron are both in the game. And so this is a close game coming down to the wire. And frankly, I love this possession. I think it highlights exactly what I'm trying to communicate. We have the two best players for the Lakers over here. And the reason that they're over here is because the Mavs are helping from one pass away. So the goal is to essentially put strain on PJ Washington over here, force him to commit one way and then go the other way. And the Lakers simply make this unbelievably simple. They're simply throwing it back and forth to each other until PJ Washington either commits or doesn't commit one way too far, and it's going to lead to an open shot. The last one, PJ Washington commits as Luka spins back this way, and who's wide open? LeBron. Luka is going to make that pass often, and that's frankly a great look. And the overarching concept is that even if they're not even directly playing next to each other or adjacent to each other, they create open looks for themselves because the defense has to respect so many different players on the court. So right here you have to respect LeBron, Reeves, and Luka probably as drivers, and you have to respect Rui as a finisher and like a dunker around the rim, and then also a three-point shooter. He's shooting pretty well. And so as LeBron drives right here, the defense is like, well, crap, we can't let LeBron get a layup, so we have to help over. Okay, so LeBron's like, oh, I got the defense in. Now I have these stars on the perimeter that I can trust to make good decisions. Ball gets deflected on the way out. Clay closes out to Luka. Luka's like, no problem, I'll just move it one over. Rui gets a wide open look because the defense had adjusted so close to LeBron and then also so close to Luka as well, and it led to an open shot. So in those past games, when Luka was driving one-on-one or Austin was driving one-on-one, we saw a bunch of help come over. Okay, so here you have Rui in the corner. Rui's been shooting extremely well. Austin Reeves over here. Austin Reeves has been shooting well. LeBron shoots it very well. Okay, so the only defenders you have to worry about is the on-ball one, which Luka's going to beat, and then the post player, who is now PJ Washington. And so the Lakers post player is just like, well, all I need to do is I need to make sure PJ Washington can't get in the play, and it's giving me an easy layup for Luka. Okay, so he screens his own man. Luka comes right off his shoulder, and it's one of the single most open layups Luka has ever had in his career. You see Luka's given respect right there too. And then finally, not only does it just help them in half court, but it helps them because they both understand the game so well. So their IQ syncs very well and essentially compounds to make them even more effective. So LeBron is running in transition right here. And so he doesn't quite have it, just the initial break, but what he does have is a massive size mismatch. So LeBron is essentially going to use this right here to create open space. And because it's a little bit in transition and you're staying attached to Luka, he's the one at the ball, all the eyes are over here, no one's helping down, and so it gives LeBron that open space and another wide open finish for LeBron. And so the overarching point here is that having two stars on the floor, especially that are Luka and LeBron, gives so much more offense to them because they have to respect different sides of the floor. And that creates looks for each of them in particular. With LeBron and Luka, the Lakers are currently 9-4. So obviously we can see that of those three scores, or of those three records, 0-2, 3-3, and 9-4, having both stars in the game has a dramatic impact on how good the Lakers are in particular. As we move towards the playoff, I did a video on what the Cavs can expect from attacking the Celtics if we see them in the East Finals, which I think is a huge possibility. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link right here. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and subscribe, but most importantly, have a blessed rest of your day.